Alright, hi Rudy. Hi everyone from Rudy's channel. I'm Luke. I go to AU, the locals around here, and here's a Spellbook deck profile that Rudy asked me to do. Alright, start off with the monsters. Got 3 Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's the Searcher. It's pretty much staple. Should be explained. 2 High Priestess. You don't want to run 3 because drawing her early on is not very good. You got to get set up and get your books before you can drop her. Although she is very powerful, so she's obviously still worth running. 3 Temperance of Prophecy. This guy's like probably the best monster in the deck now that you have World. And I mean, you also can summon Priestess if you need that, and you've already got World. If you get World, then you should pretty much win. So yeah. And then 1 World, you don't want to run 2 because you don't want to draw it. I mean, if you do draw it, it sucks because you can't get off Temperance because it doesn't say from the hand. But, I mean, he's the best card in the deck. He gets 2 Spellbooks back from the grave. And then you can reel for Bomb the Field. It's really broken. I mean, why wouldn't you run it? Alright, now the spells. There's quite a bit of these. It's Spellbooks. Book of Moon works well with Blue Guy. It's a good defensive trap. / spell. 1 power. You could run 2 of this. I'm only running 1 right now just because this deck's built more for consistency, and it's not the most consistent access to secrets because you can get the prisons and such, and there's not that many monsters that Blue Guy can run over this format at 1500. You can like crash for the wind, and if it crashes you still search, but I mean it's not the best. 1 life. This is broken with World. I mean you only don't want to run 1 though because it's searchable and it's kind of bad to open with, so yeah. 2 Wisdom. I mean, I was running 3 for a while, but there's a lot of back row this format, but 2 should be plenty. You can search it out. It's a good card. I mean, you don't want to, because 3 it doesn't really do anything by itself. You need to have other cards like Priestess that work with it and stuff. So yeah, I don't want to open multiple Wisdoms really. Then 3 Upstart Goblin. I'm testing this out with like other draw cards to make the deck a little more consistent. Cause sometimes it can stutter in the beginning turns where you don't open up secrets or anything, or like Blue Guy or anything to access your engine, and this helps you get closer to it. It does conflict with Crescent, but I mean you can always just hold this if you open this in Crescent and like play it the next turn. It's not like the worst. And this deck doesn't care about life points at all, so there's no like real drawback, which makes your deck more consistent. Speaking of Crescent, 3 Crescents, it's like one of the best cards to open. Even if you don't open it this format, it can be live still, because with like Fade and Tower, it'll clear your grave pretty quickly, and Priestess too, so you can play multiples of these in a game. Like I remember, there were multiple times where I just have 1 Spellbook in grave, and Tower will put it back, and I'll rip this, and it's really good, because it'll get you more access to other books. And yeah, it just makes the deck more consistent, so why not run it? 2 Spellbook of Eternity. This is my favorite Spellbook. It's one of the best cards in the deck. You have to run 2. Like, I know some people run 1. You cannot run 1. You run 2. There are certain times you absolutely have to banish this off Fate, and you can just never get it back, and then your whole engine's kind of dead, because you need this card to constantly cycle through your Spellbooks. It's also a great draw, like, mid-game, or even to open with. If you open the whole, like, Tower, Blue Boy, Fate, and you have this in hand, it keeps your engine going, so you can keep plussing off Tower, keep searching, going through your deck, doing what you're supposed to do. 2 Fates. I think 2 is enough. I mean, you could potentially run 3rd, but it's a bad card to open with unless you open cards around it. There's a lot of those cards. Like, you need the Secrets or the Blue Boy to get things going usually, or like a Crescent. So I think 2 is plenty. If you're smart, you can kind of keep this in your deck with Tower, or like recycle it with Eternity and stuff. I think 2 is enough. 2 Towers. You don't really need to run 3. I mean, 1's too little because it gets spaced, then you're struggling. You have to like fade it, then Eternity it back just to get it on board. I think 2 is good because it's good. It's decent to open with if you open other cards around it. Like even if you just open a Wisdom or something, like you can Wisdom your guy and get a book engrave and draw 2 and start getting going. But it's like it's all right. I think 2's plenty. 2 Masters. This is another card you could run 3 of, but 2's been fine for me. I mean, if you play smart, you won't run out of Masters. And Masters is another card that it's good if you open cards around it. It's pretty much what this whole deck is. Like, you have to open certain cards for the deck to get rolling. Which is why I'm playing like Upstart and stuff to get to those cards so the deck can get rolling. And then 3 Secrets. You always want to open this card. I mean, it's the best card, one of the best cards in the deck. Like, get your whole thing going. Alright, trap cards. I think it's 9 monsters. I'm not sure how many spells it is, but after I count the traps, I'll let you know. 2 Fiendish Chains. This card's alright this format. Like, I wouldn't run 3. I mean, I consider running 3, but versus dragons, it doesn't do all that much outside, like, hitting Debris Dragon and stuff. And the mirror match, it's okay. I mean, gets wisdom a lot, but it's okay on blue guy and stuff. It's not the worst trap. It's decent all around. 1 Compulse. It's at 1 for some retarded reason. It's really strong versus a lot of decks this format, like dragons and stuff. It's not great in the mirror, but you can always side it out, so whatever. 1 Torrential. A lot of people don't run this card, but this card just, I think you have to run it. Like, it punishes overextension when they want to go hard as shit. All those, like, 8 decks out there, like Infernity and Heretics, this is the card you always want to see against them. If you don't run this card, like, because it's at 1, people are playing as if, you probably don't have it most of the time. And if you actually don't have it, then they're going to be playing like you don't have it the whole time, and you're never going to be able to punish them. At 1, it might be, like, kind of sacky, but you can still punish them, so it's still worth running. 1 Bottomless. Amazing against dragons, amazing against the mirror match. It's just really strong all around. Good versus Black Wings, I guess, their deck. Yeah, good versus pretty much every deck. I don't see why you wouldn't run it. The Warning, obvious, staple, very much. Then the card that I'm testing out right now is 3 Reckless Greeds. This is like kind of taken from Pat Hoban's theory, where you want to make your deck as thin as possible with upstarts and like your draw cards and stuff. And it's I don't know, it's never really gotten popular in this deck. I'm not sure how it'll do. I'm just testing it. So far, I mean, if you have Tower Up, like, you're already drawing 1 a turn anyway, so it's not like you're missing those turns technically. It's more like you don't have Tower Up, I guess, in those turns, which isn't the worst thing. Like, you can't always have Tower Up. And if you always open multiples of this, it's usually game because you'll be so far ahead of them. You'll have, like, probably a Priestess or a World drop, and you should just win. If you just open 1 of it, it's still alright. Like, you don't have to play this card turn 1. You can just go, like, Tower, blue guy, whatever, draw 2, and then you can play this card and get 4 draws in your second turn, or you go, like, hold it if your hand's not that good, and hopefully draw 2 again next turn, and then flip it and go off, like, turbo into your Temperance, into your World and stuff. One thing I do want to address is, like, all these draw cards. I mean, people say you draw World, like, which is, it can happen, like, it's true. There's 1 World, and you still can draw it, though, just like you can draw any of these one-of trap cards, but, I mean, it's just unfortunate if you draw World. You don't, like, count on drawing him. I mean, I'm not going to play, like, Wing Blast or anything, because I fucking hate that card. Card's really terrible. Probably should not be played. If you want to play, like, Stoic with it, that guy that gets you a Temperance when you discard to the grave or anything, maybe, I don't know. I feel like I'm testing this. We'll see how it goes. It has the potential, I feel like, to be pretty good. It gets you to your engine, gets you rolling, like I said. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's 9 traps, 9 monsters, so it's 18, so 22 spells. 40 cards, yeah, you always gotta play 40 pretty much in this deck. Side deck, got 3 Rivalry of the Warlords. It's great against all the rogue decks out there, like Constellar, Evil Swarm, all that shit that you don't really want to play. I mean, like, you do want to play against with this deck, but it's just kind of annoying. And they try to, like, rush you. If you have this, they're all different types. They can't rush you. You pretty much win. It's a D prison right now. I'm testing it. It should be a, I don't have the card, but it should be a, what's it called? The card that's out, the Transmigration Prophecy, that card. Because that card's fucking insane against dragons. It's like DD Curl on crack. It's really good. Like, they go activate Blaster, you're like, alright, put Blaster back in your deck, put your other color back in your deck. You're pretty much fucked. Like, you just lost, pretty much. 2 Breakers. I'm not sure how I feel about this guy, actually. I mean, he's a really good body and a good spellcaster, and he does take care of, like, DNA surgery, Iron Wall, all that stuff. But he can get answered, like Fiendish Chain and stuff like that, so I might just change this to more like MST and Dust. I'm not 100% sure right now. We'll see. 2 Messenger of Peace. Most people don't side this card, but I really like this card against, like, certain rogue decks, like Fire, Blackwing, stuff like that. They all try to rush you. Like, this deck loses to pressure a lot of the times because you take a few turns to set up, get your Priestess drop or whatever you want to do. And this card, gives you time and lets you draw out of bad hands. I like it a lot. I mean, it's good against a lot of the road decks, pretty much. 2 Kaikus. This card's great against all the graveyard reliant decks, like dragons still, obviously. It's good against agents, zombies, Lightsworn, anything like that. It's also even decent in the mirror match, because shutting off Fate is still pretty randomly good. Even though they have more trap cards now this format than last format, it still can get there, like if you have Wisdom or something. It's alright. 2 Mind Crush. This is mostly for the mirror match and water. I don't even move this card up to 3. This card's like really one of the best cards in the side deck. Hits like everything. I mean, if they just go like Secrets, they go Blue Boy and Secrets, and they go like, you should probably wait till they get Master, because like if you Mind Crush Secrets and then they have a Master to follow up, that can be really bad. So if they go like Blue Boy Secrets and get Master, and you Mind Crush Master, they can just randomly get fucked, because they just didn't, they thought they were doing one thing, but now they're not. So their whole engine's disrupted. It's really good. I mean, I like it a lot. And on a Megalo or something, or like a Tias, it can be really good, especially if you get multiples. You get to see their hand, get information. It's really strong. And 2 MST, gotta take care of the Iron Moles, the random ignorant shit like that. It's good against, a lot of the rogue decks aside those cards, like Evil Storm and stuff. It's even alright against dragons. I put this in against dragons just because, like, skill drain, hitting the ravine, stuff like that. It's pretty good. I might try main decking this card. I've seen people main deck it. It seems alright main deck. I don't know if it's needed, though, because you have Wisdom. And it kind of conflicts with the whole, like, turbo theme I have going on, but we'll see. It might be main decked. And then the last card is this 1 Soul Drain. It's at 1 for God knows why. But the card's amazing against dragons. If you draw it, you pretty much win. It's also pretty good against water. I don't always put it in against water, but going first, I probably would. Yeah, the card's good. Extra deck. I don't really have a full extra deck at the moment because I've just kind of been fucking around lately at locals, but there should be, as you can see with the monsters, not really like anything outside like level 7s and level 3s with Temperance and 2s with Blue Boys, so it should just be rank 2s, rank 3s, and rank 7s. And maybe a few rank 4s in the side deck because you do have 2 breakers. I guess that could happen, but besides the extra deck's largely irrelevant with this deck. But anyway, what I have like right now is just like a Utopia, an Emerald, Utopia Ray, because why not? Hierophant guy, this guy is pretty relevant. You should probably have this. He's made by 2 level 7s. He says detach a card and destroy a number of spell and traps up to the number of spellbooks in your grave. So if you have like 5 spellbooks in your grave, you can kill all. You can Harpy Feather Duster them. They can't road it though because they don't know for sure when the effect activates how many spellbooks are in the grave. It's just like that rank 7 rank 7 in Dark World where you can't road him. It's like the same thing. And then Shining Elf for level 2, Spellcaster, lose 500, it's pretty solid, make it 2 with Blue Boys. Augusta Phoenix, you can randomly kill people with this, pretty good. Herald of Pure Light, this is a new rank 2. It's really useful for putting back World, like you can go 2 Blue Boys, detach a Blue Boy. Say you have World in grave, you can go detach a Blue Boy, get a Blue Boy back to your hand, and then not World in grave, you World in hand, and say like any other monster in grave, you can go detach a Blue Boy, get back a Blue Boy, then put the World from your hand into your deck so you can get it out again with Temperance. It's like one of your few, I'm pretty sure actually in this build it's the only way to put World back in the deck, so it's worth running. And then the last card I have right now is Gotchi, because you play level 2s, so you randomly might want to make a Gotchi to stall or something. It's not a bad option to have. Anyway, yeah guys, that's my deck profile. You got, hopefully not too many people from 82 will see this and I guess side for my stuff, like when I'm siding in and stuff like that. I don't care too much, it's just a local whatever, but yeah, I hope you liked it. I mean, if you got any questions or stuff, comment on the video or whatever, and I'll be sure to comment. I'll get with the comments and answer them probably. Alright, thanks guys.